Hello, and welcome back to Cape Corner, where we explore the history, story, and cultural impact of a different character or group every episode. I'm Blue.
And I'm Jordan.
We are going to do our best to keep tangents and our ADHD stuff to a bare minimum today because, as I just told Jordan off air, this episode is maybe more than any other Cape Corner episode built for me to complain.
I need to tell you up front that I had to fight so hard not to say okay right as you hit record.
I appreciate your restraint.
I was fighting it.
I don't know if you noticed, I actually waited a few seconds. There was silence because
I noticed, and it was agonizing because I was trying not to say it.
All right. So I'm not going to bother having you read the bit. The bit is that this recording is called Actual Garbage because Power Rangers Super Megaforce is in fact actual garbage, or not even just Super Megaforce, but Megaforce. It's the 2-season deal. It sucks. It's trash, and I'm here to tell you why, baby. Okay, so for context, I need everyone to understand something. This season of Power Rangers encompasses 2 different seasons of Super Sentai. The first one is Go-Sager, which in that series, the team, they are literal angels. Like, they're literal angels from heaven. Sent to Earth to be Power Rangers.
I guess that makes sense with the white, white and gold accents to the suits and stuff.
Yes, they're like super duper good boys and girls who are trying to save the world from the evil baddies. Now, the following season of Super Sentai was called Go Kaiger, and Go Kaiger is my favorite Super Sentai series, period. It's so good because here's the deal. When they first premiered, they actually premiered, as far as I'm aware, in a crossover movie with Go Sager. So Go Kaiger, they are a crew of aliens? Question mark. They're humans, but they live in space.
It's in a Star Wars way that we have humans.
Yes, they fly through space in a spacefaring pirate ship. And their leader is Captain Marvelous. That is literally his name. That's like, his name is Captain Marvelous. And they're all quirky and wacky and fun, and they're not good guys. They're pirates. They straight up are space pirates. They are like what you would expect from Captain Mutiny and then in villains from Power Rangers. They're not really like that evil. They're not like fucked up individuals that are kidnapping you in another dimension, but they're not like superheroes of justice. So
right, okay.
In the crossover movie where they appear, it's called Super Sentai Battle of 199. And the reason they did this is because up to Go-Sager, there had now been 199 different Super Sentai characters, different Rangers. And there was a really, the opening of the movie is so insane. It's iconic. It is literally like, we see, what was it? It's like Go Aka or some shit. It's literally the first Super Sentai Red Ranger, and he rocks up with Big One, the leader from Jack Hugh, the second season of Super Sentai, and they're like running through a forest and they're fighting monsters, and a bunch of other random Super Sentai guys show up, and there's an entire alien armada coming down, and they take it to a big canyon, a quarry, and that's where we get this amazing shot of all 199 Super Sentai Rangers from like 40 years, 35 years, something like that. I think it was 35 actually. 35 years worth of every single Super Sentai showed up, and they all fight this alien armada, and they decide in the end the only way they can defeat all of these ships that are still in orbit is by, you know how in Power Rangers Ninja Storm, they like use their
Yeah, they'll
Power Ranger
give up
power.
their powers. Yeah.
Yeah, they all do that. 199 multicolored beams of light shoot into the air. They're all ejecting their Power Ranger power, their Super Sentai power out of their bodies, and they annihilate this alien armada with it. But what that means is 199 crystallized forms of Super Sentai powers have now shot out into space. And we find out that after some time passes, there's this group of spacefaring pirates who have a treasure chest filled with what look like little action figures of all the different Super Sentai characters. And they develop their own morphers that let them turn into pirate-themed Super Sentai. And they take these action figures, which flip into keys, and they turn the key in their morpher, and they can actually use the power of that ranger.
Well, that's substantially cooler than what we got.
It's super fucking cool. It's one of the coolest premises ever. And what happens is Ghost Ager, they manage to steal their powers back. And they have a fight because they're like, you're criminals, you're thieves, you stole all of these valiant heroes from all these different generations. You stole their powers for your own selfish gains. And the pirates are like, fuck you guys, they're ours. We found them fair and square. And they have like a battle throughout the movie, and it's great. And it's not what fucking Power Rangers did. What Power Rangers did was they made the worst fucking season already on its own, and then it's magnified to be even worse because of what the Super Sentai was and how they fucked it.
I have until this moment never actually known the plot of their, what did you say it was called? The Battle 199?
Yes.
Yeah, I never knew the plot of that
Yeah.
until now.
So for Power Rangers, they knew that the Battle of 199 was this incredible fucking thing Japan did. They had basically gift wrapped them like the best thing Power Rangers could ever do. And not only did they fuck it up, they didn't even fuck it up in time. Power Rangers Megaforce was the 20th anniversary, and they don't actually do what they call the Legendary War until the 21st anniversary, Super
Right.
Megaforce. So literally the first thing of Power Rangers Megaforce is Troy, the Red Ranger, having a dream of the Legendary War. How does he have this precognitive ability? It's never explained. Don't worry about it.
No.
And you might go, wow, that's bad writing. Oh, yeah, welcome to Power Rangers Megaforce.
Oh, honey.
It gets worse. So let's get this out of the way. I'm a Dragon Ball fan. It makes me want to. I try to build camaraderie with other Dragon Ball fans, but the sad truth is the meme of Dragon Ball fans don't read. It holds true way too often. And Troy's actor is a big Dragon Ball Z fan. And so there's part of me that wants to be like, oh, Comrade maybe? He's not. He's a terrible actor. He, like, literally look, we've talked about some bad acting before. His acting makes Jaden's actor look like he went to Juilliard.
Really, I feel like Jaden's the worst actor.
You think he's worse than Troy?
I think I felt like he was more bland and it's partly because of the direction, because at least Troy is like being told to play excited about stuff. He's not good at it, but there's dynamics to him. Like, he's bad at the dynamics, but there are at least dynamics to the character that he's supposed to be playing.
I've never once seen excited from Troy. I think you're lying. You're gaslighting me. But look, the way I would describe Troy's acting throughout the entirety of his 2 seasons he gets is, you remember in the pilot episode when Jason did his morphing, like, Tyrannosaurus?
Yeah, bored.
It's like if he never stopped doing that.
That's true.
Because I've mocked Jason before for being overly stoic in
I
Milquetoast.
I do I do think that on average I feel like Jaden's performance was worse, but I do think that Troy has the single worst line delivery of the entire franchise, which is at the legendary battle of I've been dreaming about this moment.
But every one of his lines sound like that. I don't
I don't
understand.
know. That one felt worse to me because it's such a big moment and it's so underplayed. It's like the severity. It's one of those the severity of the crime, you know.
No, look, because his
Like
acting
like
is
if you shove someone on the street, you're gonna get in like a little trouble. If you
it,
shove the president of the United States down some stairs, you're gonna get in way more trouble. He did bad acting at like the most crucial possible moment to do bad acting.
that being said, you should shove the president down the stairs if you get a chance, please. Um, which one doesn't matter. They're all bad. So, um, but look, okay, I need you to understand. His acting is like, I would say it's either 0 or 100, but it's more like it's negative 12 or like 3,000, like way too much. Because I think through 99.9% of his acting, he's at that negative 12 level. He's just like,
Sure. Yeah.
let's go, guys. Go, Megaforce. Like
Let's
he just
go,
took
guys.
fucking Ozempic or whatever. But but then randomly in the lead up to the Legendary War, there's like a plot where they have Robo Knight who's been hacked or put under spell to be evil or something. I think it's magic. Why is it magic? He's a robot. Just reprogram him. Anyway, and then he's like, Robo Knight, you have a mission to fulfill. And he literally punches the evil out of him. I need you all to understand, he does a Dragon Ball scream, he gets a glowy Super Saiyan aura, and then he punches the evil out of a robot. Remember when I said he's a Dragon Ball fan? He asked to do a Dragon Ball scream.
Oh, well, that's at least kind of charming, I guess, as a person.
No. I'm a Dragon Ball fan, and even I think that's lame as fuck.
I feel like if I were a Dragon Ball fan, I'd ask to do it if I were an actor.
I would ask to do it, but it wouldn't be a good decision.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying I appreciate as a person that he asked to do it.
But look, okay, we can't talk about Troy forever. It's not even like there's much to say. What is it? He looks like fucking Derek Zoolander wearing a leather jacket.
Uh-huh.
He's constantly like doing the pout, like the supermodel, the male model, like squint pout.
Yeah.
Okay, Noah is like, what if Billy but black?
Yep. That's true.
Like, that's literally it. It's just, he
That's
does
true.
computers. For some reason, he's literally given a database. You remember, okay, so there
Okay,
actually
yeah, this
would
I
could
mentioned this a
potentially
few
be,
episodes back. And I was like, we're gonna get to a point where they start referencing, I think it starts here, where they just start referencing every season. Oh yeah, I checked the database, so I already know everything about all the Rangers that we're gonna meet. And I was like, that seems silly because part of the fun of crossovers is getting to know a new character that you don't know, from the character's perspective. But so yeah, he gets like a database of like the entire history of Power
it's
Rangers.
not even like they meet most of the people that they look up. Okay, because here's the thing. So they wind up with the mechanic in Super Mega Force, like how Go Kiger had, where they can transform into past Rangers.
Yeah.
And there's never a moment of like, hey, this guy's powers feel different, or his weapon is a lot different than what I'm used to. Maybe I need to learn. No, they're just good at it. They're just immediately perfect at it. They
Yeah,
fight just
because
like the
they've
originals.
been
It
studying.
doesn't matter. So like, you have this database where you could have had a cool thing of like, I turned into this new form and I got my ass beat, so I need to do some history. I need to brush
Mm-hmm.
up on what this person's deal is.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if like Jake fought with uh in space Black's power, and he's like, I've never used a staff before. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch this guy and find out how he acts. And then he learned about like Carlos getting mentored by Adam and like the things Carlos went through, like saw the trauma of him being part of Turbo when the command center got destroyed and all this stuff. And like that would be really cool for an anniversary season who's supposedly trying to celebrate Power Rangers up until that point, for them to like, if you had a little bit of Legacy of Power in every episode, just not like a whole episode dedicated like Legacy of Power was, but every once
Yeah,
in a while
just
just
little shout outs.
learn something about a past ranger and use that
Yeah.
to make yourself a better ranger. I think that would be cool, especially because they try and say that Megaforce is, like, in terms of pure power, the strongest team, specifically because they have access to all the previous powers.
Mm-hmm.
And I refuse to accept that. I'm going to say Zeo is still stronger than them. Fuck you. Because and there actually is an argument to be made for that outside of my bias. Because you know how Zeo gets stronger constantly,
Mm-hmm.
and you could argue, well, then wouldn't they have Zeo's power? And it's like there's this thing in My Hero Academia where there's a guy who has the power to copy other people's powers, but he cannot copy outside resources they've accumulated. So, for
Right, and
instance,
so time, they can't replicate time. They have to be day one Zeo.
exactly, you
Okay.
get it. I didn't even have to continue explaining, but I will more. So, like, as an example, there's a guy called Fat Gum, who his power is that he can stockpile fat in his body, and he can use it to make himself super squishy and malleable, and he can literally restrain people by shoving them into the fat in his body. But
Okay.
also, he can absorb damage and rapidly burn through fat to store the kinetic energy of the damage that he's taking, and by the end of it, he's super shredded and he has a single like super punch that fucks everything up. And it's like this guy Monoma, he can copy his quirk, but he's still a scrawny twink anime boy. He hasn't eaten a bunch of food over time to gain the fat to stockpile, so if he gets hit, he's still getting hit like normal. It's like that. It's like you said, they're day one Zeo, not I've had the Zeo powers
Yeah.
for 20 years. Like Tom.
Yeah, interesting. That's an interesting thought.
So, fuck you, Super Mega Force is what I'm saying. I'm not giving you any credit for anything. But, okay, so, yeah, anyway, Noah, he's the dweeb, he's a know-it-all. They have an argument in episode 1, which is to establish the two different villain factions they'll have. They're like, who will inherit the Earth? And Noah argues for bugs because they have greater longevity and species propagation than humans, which is frustratingly accurate. Look, okay, I do have to do one side tangent. Yesterday I spit a bunch of my soda out because I leave my drinks out overnight, right? Like if I
Okay.
cap a can of soda, I leave it on the fan, and I go back to drinking it the next morning. It's
Yeah.
fine. But there was a bug that crawled into my soda can.
Oh no.
And so I'm
Not
drinking,
good.
I'm drinking, there's something solid in my mouth. So these bugs have really been pissing me the fuck off. They're everywhere. They're crawling up. I'm killing so many of them. I'm like the Punisher for these weird little fucking crawly bugs, and they just keep coming. Sorry, I've been dealing with it a lot lately because of the winter months. It's really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And then somebody else says, I think it's going to be robots. Because they can advance far beyond humans. And then Troy, of course, is the one that's like, it's humans, because if we work together, we can do anything. It's like, shut the fuck up, you loser. I'm going to shove you in a locker. Look, I love the value of the human spirit, but you are not the one to deliver that message. I don't believe a word of it when
Get
you
out
say
of here,
it.
Troy.
Yeah, take your fucking, like, Ritalin or whatever. Like, you need something. You clearly have an energy issue you need to handle. Okay, what fucking, Emma. Okay, she is at least mildly more of a character than Mia, whose entire thing was, I can't cook. Emma's a photographer, and she's like a big nature lover. She's essentially what if a hippie, but, not on weed.
Sure.
And Jake, he's like, hey, what's going on? he's one of those. And he's crushing like down tremendous for Gia, who is the only character worth a damn out of this entire fucking show. There's a reason every single time Megaforce gets literally any
Yeah,
representation,
Gia
it's
always
Gia.
comes back.
She's the only one whose last name I know, Gia Morrow.
Oh, that's fun.
Which, now that I'm thinking about it, did they steal her name flow from Tio Morrow?
I wondered that when I first heard it. Yeah,
Which is
I
such
remember
an
having that thought.
insanely obscure pull. You only
Yeah,
know who Tio Morrow is if you've watched Young Justice. I'm sorry.
pretty much. Yeah.
Um, but maybe that's why they
My
thought they could
notes
get away with
here.
it.
My notes here for the opening of this season read generally across the board better acting and opening than Samurai, but this is the first time I've had zero interest in any characters.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast they make you disincentivized to give a shit about any of these fucking goobers.
Also, from a looks perspective, because I feel obligated to bring this up every season now, this is the first season that I don't find anyone attractive in any way. I'm just
You're
like,
lying. Incorrect.
I'm just like, I'm not, none of you are doing it for me. I don't get
No,
it.
incorrect. Factually, you already said that, Jordan.
Oh, did I say that last time?
Yes.
I thought I said, no, I remember saying that I think Antonio is a really good looking dude.
No, I remember you saying this is the first season I don't think anyone's particularly attractive.
Oh, man, I wonder which season that was, because it wasn't last season.
Hold on, let's see. Operation Overdrive.
Oh, yes, it was Operation Overdrive. This is the second season. My brain briefly erased Operation Overdrive from our
Fair,
watch through.
fair. You know what? I don't even blame you for that. I wish I could forget, but I always remember. I remember it so you don't have to. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Good
I'm
reference.
sure.
That's fine. I also did write here that for what it's worth, I appreciate the attempt at parallels because it's the 20th anniversary. That
No,
they mention teenagers with attitude. They have the
no,
Pink Ranger talk about the helmet messing up her hair and she
no,
maybe doesn't want to do it. We've got Ernie's
no.
brain freeze, this kind of
No,
a
fucking okay.
reference.
No, look, the Ernie shit. Actually, I was gonna say that next, but you got to it before me. Look, the fucking these are references without replicating the soul of what made this shit good. Do I think Ernie's juice bar was particularly like an amazing thing? No, but it's literally they just took some random dude named Ernie and like we're just gonna have him be a character in the credits for like no fucking. I don't even think the original Ernie was in the credits of Mighty Morphin Power
No,
Rangers.
probably not. That's why I didn't say I appreciate the references. I said I appreciate the attempt at making references.
I don't because
I
they are fucking
appreciate that
soulless.
that concept was in someone's head.
Sure, if in the incredibly early conceptual stages of the series, someone went, "Wow, it would be cool if we could draw a lot of parallels to the old
Yeah, I
series."
liked that that
That's
person
nice.
was in the room.
But then the immediate next person was some fucking cigar chomping bastard. There was like,
Yeah, I hate that guy.
forget it, sweet cheeks. We're just gonna make them the soulless cash grabs. Hey, bada bing.
Yeah,
Fucking
hate that guy. Love the
yeah.
first guy. I love he was in the room, but I hate that second guy.
Because like every time they make a reference, it feels like Power Rangers is poking my eyeballs, being like, "Do you get it? Do you fucking get it, you little shit?" It's like, yes, I
Yeah.
get it. I understand the reference. Please stop. Just how about before constantly trying to reference other series of the past, you make your own series good and worth watching. You're literally not selling me Megaforce for the sake of Megaforce. You're selling me Megaforce for all the other series I already watched. Which, guess what?
Yeah.
If I want to watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I can watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I don't need to vicariously re-experience it through a shittier lens.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh, and then there is a sixth and seventh Ranger, technically. There is Robo Knight,
Oh,
who
yes.
is just a robot. He
He's
raps
just
at
a
one point.
robot.
He raps and it doesn't matter. And then there's Orion, who is way too cool of a name, way too cool of an aesthetic, and for another fucking like what's Orion? He's basically Merrick, right? Like
Yeah, pretty much.
he's Merrick and he's Tyzon
Yep.
again.
Yep.
Uh,
They just did both of those at the same time.
yeah. And and while we're talking about lazy fucking cash grab references, it's like literally they were like, "Hey, we want the Legendary War to have a big epic finale. What's a
Hmm.
big finale people remember from Power Rangers?" When I tell you big epic finale, what's the first one you think of
From the original show?
from any other Power Rangers?
Oh, well, I mean, my brain's weird. I go to Ninja Storm, but
Okay, but
and then Dino Thunder, and then Space.
okay, well, you got it eventually. So they think of Countdown to Destruction, and so
Yes.
and so they have some shit happen, but it ends with only Troy and Orion. So when they're like in a
That's
spaceship and it blows
true.
up in midair, they're like, how are they going to get out of it? Well, they're red and silver. So they turn into the red and silver in Space Rangers, which means they have access to the Galaxy Gliders and they surf down and I spit on your fucking corpse, you CEO meddler. Okay, because like the plot, if you can fucking call it that, of
Hmm.
Megaforce is
Hmm.
literally it's okay. There's some aliens that look like bugs that rock up and are like, we want to generically take over the world. And a weird tiki
Yeah,
head.
this is another one where I was saying that like there's like 3 seasons in a row or something where I have no fucking clue who the villain is, and I could confuse them with anything, and this is definitely one of them
You remember
where I'm
how
like,
I said the villain's name is Xandrid, and you were like, what? Oh, okay. And like, I even remembered that guy that you have no memory of, and I remember the Nilox and all them.
yeah,
I don't know the name of these guys, and
yeah,
I won't look
I
them
don't know
up.
anything about these villains. I don't remember anything at all.
They're bug guys. I remember that, and so there's a big T head mounted to a wall in someone's garage, presumably.
Hmm.
Like, it's a room. It's not like a big impressive chamber like the command center or anything. It's like a dimly lit box room. There's a fan spinning in the background. It's
Yep.
depressing as hell. And he's also got a robot because of course we have to have a big head with a robot. The robot's name is something.
It's
It's
go
like
something.
Gizmo or
Gozai, go guy,
Gozer.
go.
Oh my god, we got the Ghostbusters crossover nobody asked for.
Go.
Um, it doesn't matter. But the Tiki Head is Gosei. And why Gosei? Well, because they were called Gosei
Oh, I
during
thought you were
World War II.
talking about Gosu.
No, I
Sorry.
meant the little robot.
Oh
The
yeah, I have
the
no
not
fucking clue what the
Alpha.
little robot's name is.
You'll never stand where he stood, me pointing at Alpha 5. Um, so yeah, they just randomly call in these 5 chumps and are like, oh, okay, we're gonna. Okay, you know what's funny? The energy of what this series does with constantly giving them new powers and everything, it literally
Hmm.
feels like I brought it up before. Kerbifer's Super Freaking Parody Rangers,
Hmm.
because Zordon in that series acts like a belligerent drunk, and like they'll be in the middle of a battle and they're like, "Oh no, we're getting our ass reamed. Zordon, what do we do?" And he'll be like taking a nap in his suit, be like, "Fuck it, well, whatever. You get a new power." It's like, why did we get this power, Zordon? It's like because you're such good friends or whatever. Shut up, just take it. It's basically what it is. Like
Yeah,
less blatant about it, but like the underlying tone of "I really don't care. Just take the fucking power up so we can sell a new toy."
that is very
It's
much how
full.
this season feels. Yeah.
Because this series more than any other, like, okay, what Samurai gave a lot of power-ups. But this one, I think it's literally like over double the amount of power-ups.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And none of them are warranted. There's
Yeah.
never a single episode where it's like, I'll say at least the first power-up of Samurai is the fucking beetle, I think. Right?
Yeah.
It's the stag beetle. And we see them attempting to show that Jaden earned it because he's out there at the forest and he's training with his stupid giant fucking Lego slab sword and he's like burning his hands and stuff as he trains with the fire around it. And G is sort of like nodding at him from the middle distance in the shadows. And it's like, what do you do, Mentor G? What do you even do? How are you mentoring us? Fuck that guy.
Mhm.
But anyway, he so like at least there was an attempt to be like he earned his power up, but they never. It's literally Ghostly being like, "Hey, you guys are losing. Here's a new power up." And they're like,
Yep.
"Thanks. Now we win. We're really good
Thanks.
Rangers. We totally earned it."
Thanks, now we win is such a funny.
I defy anyone who doesn't like the way I worded that to watch a couple episodes of Megaforce and tell me that's
Yeah.
not what happens.
That's what happens.
So, they beat the bugs or whatever. Who cares? Then Super Megaforce happens, and it's literally like different aliens show up, and they do better, and they actually get the city in a chokehold. And there's some destruction happening. Like things seem to be pretty fucked up. Robo Knight disappears, and they're like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do? It is truly our darkest hour." And then Ghost says, like, "Don't even worry about it. I upgraded your morphers, and now you have super mega mode." Oh, real quick, let's talk about the morphers, because in concept, the Ghost Sager morphers would have been really good for Power Rangers because they're card readers. They're mini Gosei heads. The mouth opens up, and you slot a Power Rangers collectible trading card
Yep.
into it, and you shut it, and then it activates. Like literally, their powers are stored in cards.
This is the most toy of all the toys.
It is the most toy of all, and I should hate that, but I like cards, and it's not like
That's
it's
true.
completely. It's not like it's completely out of the realm of what Power Rangers does. They turned the Psycho Rangers into cards,
Yeah.
and SPD turns all their villains into cards. So like, and what was it? Time Force turns all their villains into action figures. So like,
Yeah.
sure, it's fine. Um, and if they made like a decent card game to go along with it, then I would have said that was a great marketing move. But they fucking didn't. I was working in Target, like as a cashier, staring at a wall of trading cards every day when I went to work when this show came out, and I was waiting for the day when Power Rangers cards would pop up, and they never did. So I'm like, you fucking fools. It's like every chance Japan gave them to have a gold mine, a money printing machine, they didn't print money. They wiped their asses with the sheets that money was supposed to be printed on. Oh my god. Okay, so Ghostly goes, "I've upgraded your things. Now they'll turn into the pirate morphers, and your super mega mode, which worst fucking name ever, by the way.
Yep.
Is you turn into pirates, and you could go, why pirates? Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Buy our merch. That's
I'll
what
at least I'll give them one credit for a line in the script of the vaguely meta green thing of, well, there's actually a very good explanation for why you're green instead of black this time, and he gets cut off. Like, okay, that's funny. You get that one. That's the only good thing in this whole series.
It's very funny, but it also like it's like they're trying to make a joke about a thing that one they is an issue that they themselves created and could have fixed, and two is an issue that pervades the entire series. It's like if I like dropped my pair of sunglasses that I was holding in my hands and was like, oops, I guess I'm all Butterfingers, ain't I, guys? Wink. But
Yeah.
like, if I had been known for regularly dropping and breaking shit, like if I held your phone and then dropped it and shattered it on the ground, and then I did the sunglasses thing, you wouldn't be laughing. You'd be like, yeah, you are Butterfingers. Stop dropping shit. Stop fucking dropping shit, Blue. I fucking hate you. That's because them being like, oh, there's a simple explanation for it. Oh, but we're not going to tell you. That's literally, they never explain anything.
No.
There's never any explanation for any of the lore, and I'm using lore in heavy quotations because to have lore would be to imply that there was some story being told. To have a story being told would imply that things were explained to the audience. They aren't. Nothing is. Okay. So they get Super Mega Mode, and everyone's the same color except for Jake, who goes from black to green. It's fine. Who
hmm
cares?
hmm
And now
These suits look badass, which I realize is just a compliment to the Sentai and not to this uh,
yeah,
actual show. But the suits are badass and the pirate ship is badass. I fucking love
and they suddenly get like a completely new fighting style that
that.
is not at all congruous with what they used to
Yeah,
do.
true.
Because like now they get twin. They're not cutlasses. Realistically, these are scimitars, which
Yeah.
are very wide, flat blades that curve that are used more in like Arabia and the Middle East, but
hmm
like pirates had more than one sword. They traveled around. They went into the Middle East, so it makes sense that they could have them. But whatever. This is me being a bit of a sword nerd. Uh, it's like cutlasses are the swords that pirates are more known for. They're more like sabers in that they're a long, thin blade.
hmm
They are curved, and they are predominantly known for having a handguard that wraps over your knuckles. So because pirates were so rough and tumble, their methodology of blocking a sword strike was not use your own blade or have like a traditional handguard like a European or a Japanese style weapon. It was punch their blade.
hmm
So I don't know. It's a little odd when I see them wheeling around swords that, like, sure, pirates use on occasion, but it's not the pirate sword everyone thinks of, but whatever. Um, but, like, they're attached to wires, and so they're just swinging these motherfuckers around, doing mid-range attacks, slashing up, like, groups of 20 enemies at a time. Um,
hmm
they've got, what is it, a blunderbuss? They've got blunderbusses, and it's like they fight a lot more dirty and everything now. And it's like, yeah, you're clearly using the footage from the one where they are actual pirates, but these kids aren't pirates. They were just cosplaying angels half a second ago.
Yep.
So it's just because that's the thing. They specifically chose Go Sager to verse Go Kiger because they're two extremely different styles. You have extremely good and extremely morally ambiguous, and the conflict that is naturally born from goody two shoes trying to keep a bunch of rowdy bad boys in line, it means that when they're both the same guy, it doesn't fucking work. It's hard to
Yeah.
buy that the blue one, for instance, is fighting so properly one moment and then fighting like a fucking maniac when he changes his clothes. And and here's another thing to point out. So the green one from Go Kiger, he's a fucking goofball. Like truly unhinged. Like he knows no cringe. He is completely free. So when he morphs, he does this thing where he'll like almost get in like a twerking pose almost and like start rubbing his thighs with the palms of his hands. And because he's not taking like it seriously. Like the blue one
Yeah.
is extremely cool and handsome, and he does like a almost idol like K-pop-ish like hand motion over his helmet, and the red one is like, yeah, we're gonna fuck your shit up, we're awesome, and then the green one's just like, and it's like it's very funny and it's very in character for that guy, and it's very strange to see Jake suddenly do that same motion in
Hmm.
the occasions when they show the full morph. Um, and okay, so look, what this all builds to is they do the Legendary War, and they bring back a few actors. Jason David Frank shows up. You're better than this, JDF. I'm so sorry. Rest in peace. You didn't deserve to be associated with this shit franchise.
Yeah,
Um,
I liked his lines in this because he's JDF, and I am always heartwarmed when he is on screen doing things.
we get
But
our first glimpse of our first hint that he's regaining old powers for the first time since he got the black powers in Dino Thunder
mhm.
because he shows up first of all as the Green Ranger, but before that he helps a kid with Saba.
Yeah,
So
that was
it's like,
cool.
okay, he's got the White Ranger equipment, he's got the Green Ranger suit, but you know, so it's sort of like a precursor to him rocking up with the Master Morpher at one point, um, which is very cool.
Yeah.
Uh, but
And it's
yeah,
cool that we've got some actors back, like on a surface level. This
we
is
have
I
Damon.
love this like opening like 5 minutes of this where like there's all sorts of like old Power Rangers showing up.
Yeah. Um, it's nice. I wish we could have. I wish we could have gotten more. But and there were a couple of cameos in the show before this. Jaden, of course, shows up. He gives a memeified shit-eating grin right into the camera. That picture of Jaden in the juice bar will haunt my dreams until I die. Um,
Yeah,
and
I
then
think I think I mentioned in our Jungle Fury episode that the only episode of Super Megaforce that I got any particular enjoyment from
that
at
comes
all
even close to being a good episode of the series.
is the one with I
Casey.
suddenly lost Casey. Yes, suddenly lost Casey's name. Um, yeah,
Because guess what? He actually teaches the new Rangers a new
yeah,
skill that they can apply.
yeah.
With
He does something, and it's relevant to who he was in the show, and he's cool, and I
it's
love that actor.
now, can you imagine if they did that sort of shit for more than one episode in these two seasons? God, I actually would have fucking strangled whoever oversaw this fucking show.
Hmm.
Time Saban. Okay. Um, Yeah, so we get Corone saying I love being a Power Ranger, and then a really terrible Photoshop of her as
Oh, I
Astronema
hated it. I
put
hated
over
it.
top of her face. Why do they do that?
I hated
Look,
it.
if we're dorks enough to understand the reference of her saying I love being a Power Ranger, then we know she was Astronema. You didn't
Yeah,
need to do that.
yeah. And if you
Um,
didn't know she's Astronema, I don't know if you would recognize Astronema. You know what I
you would just
mean?
be like, why did they put a version of her in a pink wig over top of her actual face?
Yeah.
Uh, um, uh,
That's for two people. That's for the two people who remember Astronema but don't remember why she eventually became a Power Ranger.
yeah. Um, Also, here, you know what the really upsetting thing is? Because of how fucked up the Power Rangers roster is,
Hmm.
they couldn't have
Oh
literally
yes.
every Power Ranger in there. For
Yeah.
one thing, again, Corone being there as the pink Lost Galaxy Ranger means that Kendricks never showed up to this war. Um,
Right.
but then there's also like entire Rangers that have to go missing because they were multiple. They were the same guy for multiple
Yeah, because
Rangers.
I believe they have all the Space Rangers present and all the Turbo Rangers present, which can't happen.
Yes. So and also like the Dino Thunder team shows up, but they don't have their Black Ranger because time
I
to
guess
drag
that
on
could
there.
have happened if they didn't also have all the Zeo Rangers present. It's the collection of
Yes,
all three, I think.
yes, because because if you have
Hmm.
the Zeo team there, which again they're missing their Red Ranger because fucking Tommy. But
Yeah,
if you
they
have
thought that through.
Rocky, um, Tanya, Adam, and again Adam. Well, no, Zach, it's fine. Rocky, Tanya, Adam, and Kat. Then
Yeah,
the Turbo Rangers
would
have
have to be the people who wind up becoming the Space Rangers.
yeah. Then you
But the
can't have
Space
the Space
Rangers are
Rangers.
there. Who the fuck are those Turbo Rangers?
Exactly. Exactly. Like if you think about it for even a moment, like it doesn't make sense. Also, like they've been doing this thing in Super Megaforce where they'd be like, there was actually Power Rangers teams we've never even seen before, but they did exist. And it's like, fine, you could argue that away as being like previous generations that we didn't touch on, or even just aliens. Like there are alien rangers, we know that.
Hmm.
Um, so so what they do is they use that as an opportunity, not actually to expand the lore because they don't fucking do anything with it, but
Yeah,
just to use footage from Gokaiger of them turning into seasons prior to the 15th season of Super Sentai,
yeah,
because the 15th season is when we started adapting it.
yeah.
Um,
They should have,
so
and I mean, I realize that this would have been expensive, but they were so clearly limited by the footage they were able to use, and that like just film a new one.
well, that's the thing they
You
did.
gotta just film a new one if you want to do this.
They did. They filmed the Legendary War using minimal footage
Well,
from
yeah,
Battle of
I know that they
1999.
filmed some new stuff, but it's like two shots. They filmed like the overhead shot of all the Rangers because that only has the American Rangers,
Yes.
and then they filmed everyone walking up because it's got Tommy. But I feel like that's it. I feel like the rest is reused footage,
Oh, sorry,
but it was reused. What?
not to harp on this too much. I did just realize. So we just established Rocky would have to be Zeo
Oh
Ranger 3
yes, yeah,
Blue,
yeah,
right? Which means that the Mighty Morphin Red has to be Jason, right?
right. But the Gold Zeo Ranger is also
Oh, well, I guess it could be
right.
Trip.
It could be, yeah.
So
Okay,
whatever. But the point
that
is,
one's
it's
fine.
stupid. We already established that it's not good.
Yeah.
Um, okay, and look, like what does it all boil down to? Because you could be like, well,
Hmm.
okay, they fucked so much of this up, but do the old Rangers that are there inexplicably in multiple places at once? I guess you could argue the fucking Time Force Rangers are there. Maybe they like were like, hey Rocky, we need you to be Zeo Ranger Blue, and then we're gonna time travel you back to the same fight so that you can also be
I mean, hell, maybe, yeah.
or not Rocky. Rocky's the only one that's fine, but fucking Adam or whatever. But
Yeah,
uh, but what was I saying?
because they either had to double the Turbo and Space Rangers timelines or double the Turbo and Zeo Rangers timelines.
Yeah, plus some other ones here and there. But look, anyway,
Yeah.
so you'd be like, well, do the old Rangers at least get to do a cool thing? No, no.
No, they get to save a couple of people
It ends with
at the
like
beginning.
they do a mashup with some of the regular foot soldiers in the canyon, and then the super mega dweebs do their pirate ship Megazord, which their Megazord is also way too cool for them. There's a shot of it like running across a moon with two giant swords dodging laser fire and
Yep.
explosions, and it's really
Hmm.
awesome. And they don't deserve it. Fuck them. But like it goes up and then um and what's really funny is whenever people are like Super Megaforce is the strongest. The big bad who is some generic old guy alien who is the boss of them all, like both Troy and Orion go to fight him. He doesn't even get out of his chair. Like
Hmm.
I used to fight, quote unquote, with my niece when she was like
Hmm.
4, and I
Hmm.
was like, because I watched a lot of anime and Power Rangers and shit, and so she liked to do martial arts because she's the coolest kid ever. She's 18 now. My niece is an adult legally. What the fuck happened to time? Sorry, my own existential crisis I'm going through. But when she was a little kid, like, she would try to fight me, and I would act like a generic, overpowered anime supervillain, and I'm like, I don't even need to stand to defeat you. And she'd be, like, throwing punches, and I'd be, like, deflecting them, effortlessly. And she'd be like, yeah! It was very cute. I love that she was, like, doing anime screams and stuff as a little girl.
Yeah.
But, like, this
That's
is
funny.
that. They are literal fucking toddlers compared to this guy. And they only beat him by blowing his fucking ship to smithereens while he's in it. And even though he was so strong, he was beating the shit out of them, somehow I guess he doesn't survive the blast, but they do. Fuck this show. Like, and again, they do the Galaxy Gliders, and they're like, thank you everyone, this truly was a Power Rangers. Okay, bye. And then the show ends. And I'm left mourning the death of a franchise I used to love. Thankfully, Dino Charge is after this, and it's way better. It's
That's
still
true.
not great.
No, but
it's
it's
better.
a perfectly passable. Like
Yeah.
we'll get to it, but it's
I would consider it average for the franchise. It's good. It's fine.
yeah.
Sure,
I'm actually really excited to talk about that one because that's going to have a little bit of nuance to it. This one's just
Yeah.
why the fuck did you make this?
Now, okay, I know you already knew it was bad, and you already knew that I very strongly believed it was bad, but I think you might not have fully appreciated how bad it was, and at the start of
Well,
this
because
episode,
like I mentioned, I did not know before today the actual plot of the original Battle of 199. I didn't know how that went. That sounds like an Avengers Endgame thing, and this was just a handful of cameos, and the whole thing's like 3 minutes long. Why is it 3 minutes long?
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck were they doing? So,
Why?
I really need you to understand that going from the Battle of 199 to 2 seasons of Megaforce culminating in the Legendary War was like watching Avengers Endgame being like, okay, now how is this other studio going to adapt this? And it's the 1990 Captain America movie where twice in the movie he pretends to be sick so that he can steal someone's car.
I am trying to imagine what would it be like if Avengers Endgame did this. And it would be, we've been building up, we've watched Infinity War, we've done all this epic stuff, and then Endgame would have to be, oh man, yeah, what
Can you
would
imagine?
it would be,
Like,
you'd have one cool cameo, so it would be Tobey Maguire Spider-Man shows up,
and he would say pizza time.
and says, it's pizza time, you guys got this.
Not an appropriate quote.
And then Rocket Raccoon, like, shoots Thanos with the spaceship, and then Tobey Maguire goes, well, it looks like my legacy is in good hands. And then we roll credits after about 4 minutes of screen time.
And the Avengers theme that starts playing is played with kazoo.
Yes! It's like everyone would get a real kick out of seeing Tobey Maguire for those 3 minutes, and then everyone would be sorely disappointed that we threw away everything we'd been building up to.
Yep. You nailed it. So, with that in mind, with the knowledge of what it could have been, with the knowledge of what it should have been, would you join me, hand in hand, in Brothers in Arms, as 2 lovers of the Power Rangers franchise who truly respect this greatness that has been bestowed upon our Earth, in just immediately putting this shit at the bottom of the list?
So I wrote that down 3 minutes ago. I already wrote it at the bottom of both of our lists.
Good. Thank you.
I wrote it several minutes ago. I was like, well,
I,
I know where we're going on this.
I did it 8 minutes ago. That's a reference for you fucking nerds. Keeping
Oh
in
man.
the spirit of Super Megaforce, just endlessly referencing shit with no soul.
Yep. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, that sucks. I wish they'd actually like done the thing good, you
It's
know?
just so
It's
disappointing.
it is like it comes back to the severity of the crime thing that I was talking about earlier, where it's like if this were just a bad season, I don't think we would put it at the bottom. But it's like if you fuck up the Avengers Endgame of your franchise with a bad season, it's worse. Like
Look,
it's a higher offense because you've squandered something that could have been the coolest thing you've ever done.
and that's the thing. I really need people to understand. I try not to get overly nitpicky with comparing Power Rangers seasons to Super Sentai. More often
Mm-hmm.
than not, while they're using the basic building blocks from Super Sentai, they're trying to build their own thing. Um,
Yeah.
Time Ranger is vastly different from Power Rangers Time Force. Car Ranger is incredibly different from Power Rangers Turbo. Um, the Car Ranger was literally a parody of Super Sentai. Um, Mega Ranger, do you know they weren't supposed to be in space? They were supposed to be in a virtual reality video game.
Oh yes. Yeah, that's funny.
So,
I remember
so,
that.
like, so I don't condemn a series for not doing exactly what Super Sentai did. I'm kind of a weeb. I can admit that about myself, but I'm not a Japanese purist. I I've long ago recognized that what Power Rangers does is they take things from the Japanese franchise and then go, now what can we do with this? The best example is Power Rangers RPM because um, Go Onger is an extremely comedic series. It's goofy. Their Zords have big googly anime eyes and they talk to them and they literally live in a city made out of highways and racetracks. Like it's stupid. And they were like, that's cool and all. Could we make a post-apocalypse series out of this?
Yeah.
And they did. And they made the best fucking Power Rangers franchise. I don't care what your list says, Jordan. It's so
It is
fucking
second.
good. So fair. Not good enough. Cockson. Um, so so what this is, it's not me saying this series is bad because it didn't do exactly what Japan did. I'm
Yeah.
saying this is already a bad season, which is then made worse with the point of comparison of what it could have been. Especially because it's not even like they took this in a drastically different direction. They tried to do exactly what Japan did. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not that I am going out of my way to compare two things that don't need to be compared. It compares itself and does it way worse.
Mm-hmm.
And And even if you don't know what the Battle of 199 is, even if you don't understand all of the years of empty references that they're making to fill time, even if you don't know about the behind the scenes bullshit of them trying to get actors but fucking them over every step of the way and disrespecting them,
Mm-hmm.
even if you have none of that context, it's not an enjoyable series to watch.
Yeah, it's just it's like I said, I was actively disinterested in every character. And it may not be the first time that I found everyone unattractive, but it is the first time that I've been disinterested in every character.
Because that's the thing, because it doesn't give you anything to be interested for. Like, it tries to sell the entire series on the spectacle of the fights. But look,
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing. I love a good anime fight. But any pretentious snob, white guy, middle-aged man with a YouTube channel will tell you
Mm-hmm.
that that anime fights can only take you so far. What you really need is characters who are in the fights and their plot lines and what they're about to be invested. Ultimately, people try to argue that the choreography in Dragon Ball Z isn't good. They say it's a lot of screaming and flying and shooting lasers from their hands, which sometimes, sure. I will
Sure.
tell you, you're fucking wrong. Pay attention to the actual fights and notice that there's incredibly complex choreography going on a lot of times. But the reason that the fights are so dramatic and incredible and so widely remembered is because of the story stakes. My favorite combat exchange for most of my life was essentially a kid with a broken arm pointing his hand at a bug man, pointing both of his hands back at him. It's and they're shooting big blue lasers and they're standing still for the entire episode. It's not it, the action itself isn't what's selling that. It's that it's the culmination of multiple arcs. The stakes are literally the entire world, and also you see there's characters like Krillin is flying in and he's shooting Cell from behind and he's getting blasted backwards and he's saying, "Oh, it hurts so much. I don't know why I'm getting back up. Back in the day, I never would have done this, but it's your influence, Goku and Gohan, that changed me." And it's like the culmination of multiple characters' arcs, and they're all self-reflecting in this one moment where they're all coming together to try and save not only the world, but also their friend's legacy, who laid down his life for this cause. And it's beautiful, and it's incredible. A fight alone does not make a character. A character makes a fight. And Super Megaforce never gives us fucking characters. Troy, his entire character is that he got a dream about a thing that would happen inexplicably, and then he generically says humanity needs to stand together. Earth's defenders never surrender. That's their whole thing. And Gia is cool, and wears a leather jacket, but I'm sorry, that's not, look, I didn't give an excuse for Lucas when he was a generic cool guy who drives a car, so I can't give an excuse for Gia no matter how hot I think she is, because I do think she's attractive. Just because...
I don't know why. I'm just not into her. I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm just so disinterested in all of the characters.
That's valid.
I'm like, I don't care about you as people, so I can't see.
Noah, I think he gets a character episode, and I couldn't even begin to tell you what his arc was in it, because I don't remember. Jake's entire thing is he's lusting after Gia, like cataclysmically. He essentially lives just to pine for her.
Yeah.
And then also he did the Jake the Snake pose in the Only Good episode with Casey. And they use that pose in the intro from that point on, and it's neat. And Emma, again, she sure does take pictures. It's hey, I need you guys to know that Peter Parker isn't interesting because he's a photographer. That's an aspect of his character. And he's got 20 more. And I'm lowballing with 20, I'm sure. But, and there's a teacher, Mr. Bernie or some shit. I don't fucking know. He wears glasses and he wears a suit and he gets into some slapstick I fell over and my glasses are askew. And that's it. He's also in the credits for both seasons. They treat him like he's a major contributing character, like a support character. But that's all he does. But at least Bulk and Skull had actual character arcs. And he's nowhere near the level of Three Stooges-esque comedic slapstick of Bulk and Skull. But what other characters exist in this fucking show? It's the teacher, and it's the Indian immigrant, not Ernie. Is he Indian? I don't fucking.
I don't know.
He's brown. It's and I know Chris is going to be like, wow, put Blue back on racism allegations. Shut up. I'm angry.
Yep. Sorry for the racism.
I'm not. This is my heel turn. That's not my Ernie. Um, to be clear, my Ernie wasn't my Ernie because he was white. He was my Ernie because he was in a better show.
hmm
But again, and I look, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, it's not close to the top of my list. I recognize all the faults of that show in the modern era. It's still better.
Yeah.
At least it has the excuse that it's the prototype of the franchise. This had 20 years to build off of that, and it just fucking it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's like, and look, okay, I've mentioned this several times on the series. Like,
hmm
it's sort of become like almost a bit that like, haha, Blue gets angry about a children's cartoon or whatever, and like sometimes I play it up, but like this, I'm actually angry because I was so excited when this came out. I did see Battle of 199 before Megaforce came out. That I
Yeah.
feel like that's important context that I didn't give. I saw Battle of 199, and when I saw it, and then I found out they were adapting the series for Power Rangers that did it, both Go Sager and Go Kiger, which
hmm
I'd only still recently discovered, and they were fresh in my mind. I was like, that's so cool. That's so cool. They're going to do something amazing. And I watched episode 1 of Megaforce, and I was like, ooh, this is a bad start, guys. But, maybe it gets better. And then I watched episode 2, and I got maybe like 5 minutes in, and I went, this is still really bad. I think I'm going to step away. And then I remember, like, I didn't pay attention for years, for the next, like, year and a half. And then when I found out the Legendary War came out, I watched that, and I was like, what the fuck have they done? This is terrible. And then I was like, is it bad because I'm missing context? Is there something else that would have made it better? And so I went back, and no, the whole series is bad.
yeah.
It's more than any other series. It's clear this one they just wanted to make money off of. This was
Yeah.
a shameless cash grab. It was put a new power up in literally every week because we have so many toys that we want to sell. And it was, don't worry about the acting. We just need them all to be generically attractive because nobody actually cares about the characters in the suits. Um, so because that's what they thought fans of the series were. And they're like, don't worry about writing a compelling story. Do the TV show equivalent of jangling keys to keep the kids' attention. And we'll constantly make references to old series because that's all nerds want. They want references, not actual replication of the feelings and themes that were made from the old series that they love. A reference is only good when it's replicating something of value from the thing it's referencing.
yeah.
And this doesn't do that. Again, you can't just have fucking uh uh Damon from Lost Galaxy come in and say Bazinga and then think that well actually you know what's funny? Bazinga would have been one more word than he actually said because he doesn't speak.
Yeah.
Why even bring him in? And I'll tell you why they brought him in, because he's one of the only people that said yes. Because I touched on it before, but behind the scenes, they were lowballing the fuck out of these actors. They were being incredibly disrespectful. They only got JDF because he basically made a personal pledge that he would always come back to Power Rangers whenever they asked him to, because he felt such a deep appreciation for what the franchise did for his career and his livelihood that like
hmm
you could literally pretty much have him come in and do a gig for free. That's how much loyalty he had to Power Rangers. He was so loyal that he went out of his way to record a video in his car when he found out about the Power Slash Rangers video and like give his thoughts on why he felt that it wouldn't work as a legitimate basis for a Power Rangers franchise. Because again, you had idiots who didn't understand that it was meant to be parody and that it was meant to be social commentary. And instead, they were literally like, this is what Power Rangers should be. And he was like, guys, stop. No, this is not what Power Rangers should be. He was invested. He was in the movie. People said the movie was bad, but he was there. He was in it. Fuck all of you, by the way, who said the movie was bad. I'm never getting a sequel to that fucking movie, and it's your fault. There's apparently been whispers of the next movie, which they're just rebooting it again, and I'm like, God damn it. We could have had, like, Beyond the Origin, and we're just gonna have the fucking Origin again. I hate all of you.
Yeah, that's a shame. I want more.
Yeah, so, I feel like I've said in a million different ways that this show is bad. Look, if we somehow have not convinced you, and look, I won't even be necessarily that mad if my insane ramblings and screaming into my phone microphone have not convinced you. Look, I get it. People bitch and complain about everything these days, and someone being extremely emotionally close to a property often blinds them to whether or not something is good or bad. I remember people saying that, like, uh, I don't know, the 2014 RoboCop movie was terrible before it even came out because it wasn't the same RoboCop from 20 years ago. And from what I hear, that movie's actually fine. It's fine. Um, but like, it's just a thing people do is they get mad at the new thing because it's not the old thing. So look, I I will literally look. Here's a challenge. I'm poor, so I'm not going to put that much money up, but I will pay $5 to anyone who watches the first episode or two of Megaforce and comes back and can look me in the eyes and say, I think that was good. If you think I'm just some butthurt baby who's throwing a needless tantrum over something that's actually good just because it's different from what I grew up with. Watch it for yourself and then come back and then kiss my fucking feet, you pagan. Because I'm right, you're wrong, and that's Cape Quarter, baby. Okay, well, do you have any other thoughts? My head hurts.
Nope. It's
I
bad, and it's bad because because of the timing and what they messed up. It just makes it so much worse.
Yeah. What's really funny is I think if it was just Megaforce and it was just a bad adaptation of Ghost Sager, I'd be like, it's not good. The actors are bad. The plot's extremely generic. They get given power ups too much. There's no character plot lines. It's towards the bottom of the list. Um, Megaforce is bad, but it's almost inoffensively bad because of how your eyes can how it just slides off your brain like soap. Because like nothing sticks with you, nothing can stick with you. It gives you nothing to work with. It's specifically Super Mega Force where you're constantly seeing them transform into what should be really cool like callbacks and like they do like interesting things. At one point, they're all Black Rangers from different eras, and they do like Die Ranger, like teams that we never actually got to see in American footage, and like you're just reminded that there's other better shows, and like there's a version of this where they did more interesting things with the premise across the sea, and it's just it makes it 10 times worse because you realize that what you're watching isn't just bad, but it's something bad built from the bones of something incredible. Um,
Hmm.
Also, they did neat stuff every once in a while where like there was a Christmas episode of Go Kiger where they accidentally fused two Ranger keys, and one was a Red Ranger and one was a Green Ranger.
Oh
And so
yes,
Captain Marvelous turns into a Christmas Ranger where he's split down the middle, like his right side is red, his left side is
that's great.
green. It's really good. They didn't need to do that, but they did, and goddamn do I appreciate them for that. If you want to watch a fun series using all the previous powers of different Power Rangers teams, watch Go Kiger. It's incredibly easy to watch because the characters are so fucking fun. Um, that you've not played Persona 5, right?
No.
The Pink Ranger in Go Kiger is essentially Okumura, in that she's like an extremely prim and proper princessy type. She wears a lot of lace and frills, and she sits at the table and she drinks her cup of tea, and she's extremely elegant. And then she pulls out a rocket launcher, and you're just like, wait, whoa! And she's like, I'm still a pirate, love. And you're just like, oh, fuck. Um, it's great. They're characters. They're so fun, and they're not always good people. They do some twisted shit. It's great. Um, like there's a Super Sentai that they'll never have the balls to adapt, but I wish they would. Where it's okay. Do you know Arsène Lupin?
No.
Because you didn't play Persona 5. Okay, Arsène Lupin is an old English folklore gentleman thief. He literally had a showdown with Sherlock Holmes in one book because um, he stole a diamond from a museum, and Sherlock was hired to detect how he did it and where he went. So like they basically do Death Note, but without the death gods.
Hmm.
The detective hunting down the criminal kind of thing. Um, and Lupin the Third, the anime, he's literally Arsène Lupin's grandson. Uh,
Okay.
but they have a series in Super Sentai called like Lupin Ranger V, and then it's like Cop Ranger or some shit. I can't remember what they're actually called, but it's literally a team of three Super Sentai or Power Rangers, whatever, who are police officers hunting a different team of three Power Rangers that are thieves.
Hmm.
And it's great because anytime you see Power Rangers fighting, it's like brainwashing or some shit. But it's like, no, these guys are just criminals fighting against feds. And both sides happen to have Power Ranger powers. And it's really great. And I think stuff like that would be really fun. Um, there's a lot of really great Super Sentai stuff. There's a parody series called Akiba Ranger.
Hmm.
There's a district in Japan called Akihabara, Akiba for short, and it's like electronics mecca in Japan. Like
Hmm.
if you need niche gadgets or hard to find video games or whatever, you go to Akihabara. Um, for nerds who visit Japan, it's like a must visit. Like every nerd has to go to two places when they go to Japan. They have to go to Shibuya Crossing because it's in Persona and it's in The World Ends with You and it's in every fucking video game that ever shows Tokyo. Um, and you also need to go to Akihabara because they got all the cool video game nerd shit. And the maid
Hmm.
cafes, if you want to go to a maid cafe, go to Akihabara. Um, if I ever get to leave the country before I die, my plan is in fact to go to Akihabara because I'm no better. I'm also a nerd. Sorry,
Nice.
mom. But yeah, they have a group called Akiba Ranger where their helmets are all trendy hairstyles. It's a guy Red Ranger who has like cool spiky like anime boy hair molded into his helmet, and then there's a Blue Ranger who has like a ponytail coming
Huh.
off the back of her helmet, and then there's a Yellow Ranger who has two pigtails. So their whole thing is they're stylish.
Hmm.
And most of the time, from what I understand, they're not even fighting monsters. They're just like, in their Power Ranger suits, like playing games at the arcade or some shit. It's stupid. I love it. There's a lot of cool things that Power Rangers could do. Um, I still say they need to, with whatever the new series of Power Rangers is, they need to adapt the Constellation Rangers. It's too cool of a concept to
Yeah, I've seen the
never
pictures of them.
Americanize. They're so cool. Fuck, man. It's knowing there's so many things that we could have gotten, but instead we got stupid Megaforce. Well, at least we didn't get Tokuger, so all's not lost. That's the train one.
Oh, yes.
All right. I think I'm done. Are you done?
Yeah.
Super Megaforce bad. 0 out of 10. Don't watch.
0
Um,
out of 10.
so, yeah. Everybody, thanks for listening to me make my head hurt with all the screaming I did. I laid down about halfway through this episode. I don't know if it affected the way I sound.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't notice. I've been laying down the whole episode.
You were prepared,
I did this whole episode from bed, man.
as you should. This doesn't deserve anything more.
Yeah, usually I get like excited and I'm like pacing the room and stuff, but I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm in bed.
If I thought I could keep my emotions in check, then I would have been a really funny bit to do this entire episode like Troy. It would just be like, Jordan, what did you think about the episode? I
Wow,
thought
that's great.
I thought it was really good, and if we all come together, then we could all watch an episode of the show.
And
I'm telling you,
remember,
he's not a good actor.
stay strong, stay true to yourself.
I think I look. I agreed with you when you said Jaden's a bad actor. I don't agree when you say he's worse than Troy's actor.
Maybe I need to compare and contrast them more, but maybe it's because I was so like jarred by how bad Jaden was,
Yeah,
and
look,
then
here's the thing.
because I was watching these in order and pretty rapidly, and so then
Jaden
going from Samurai to Megaforce, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Jaden doesn't emote effectively, but he makes an attempt to emote.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Troy does not. Except for that one time he was a Dragon Ball Z character. That's it. He punched the evil out of a robot. I'm sorry. It's stupid. Oh, God. Okay, I gotta wrap this up. You can follow the series. I have a Discord. It's the Cape Core Discord. It's in the description. I'm sure the link still works. And uh, I post updates for the series. There's a suggestion channel where if you really want to hear us talk about something, you can post it in there. I will. I'll try to answer any suggestions that are given. Every once in a while, I am given a suggestion that I'm not qualified for. Scotty, I appreciate you. You are lovely for listening to my insane ramblings every time I post. But I'm sorry, I truly don't know jack shit about G.I. Joe, so I can't do that episode. Uh, uh, oh, I have Tumblr. Don't follow me. It's I don't really do anything Cape Corner related on there anymore. I tried when I first like restarted using Tumblr again, but like it's just not a good place to find updates. You'd only go there if you like the stuff that I reblog from other people. Very occasionally I make my own posts and they're not that interesting, I'm funny, but like Tumblr isn't my main place to be funny in. It's where I post constant Don Don pics. Oh, we should do a Don Don episode at some point.
Yes.
Um, but you would need to watch anime for that to work. So it's
Yeah.
12 episodes. It's not hard to get through Don Don until they make season 2. I don't know, but
Hmm.
it's worth it. You should watch it. I'm holding a gun to your head. Watch Don Don. At least watch the opening. You got because the opening is such a banger. Anyway, okay, I can't harp on this too long. Jordan, where can they find you?
Yeah, it's Jordan Blue Man everywhere, just everywhere. And Fandom Optimists on Instagram. If we ever do another episode, they happen occasionally.
Yeah, and speaking of Fandom Optimists, they're part of the Hall of Pods podcast network, which we're also part of. And who else is on there? Well, I'm telling you, you impatient little bastard. It's the SJW Comic Book Club and True Believers, a comic book podcast, um, and movies to watch before you die. Uh, uh, and I think that's gonna about do it. I don't need to ask people to support me anymore because uh, Spotify literally said, "Fuck you! You don't get to make your chump change anymore." And so we left them, and we took the kids, which is our podcasts. Super Megaforce is really bad, and
Hmm.
next week we're going to talk about something much better. Um, and look, maybe it's literally just because we went so low on this one, but like I did really enjoy Dino Charge. Again, I think if I zoom out and I'm like comparing it to RPM or Time Force uh or even ones that are like, Jungle Fury or whatever, like it's it doesn't hold up against like the greats, but damn, was I so refreshed to see. And they have their own theme song. It's not just Go Go Power Rangers with minor modifications. They put the Go Go. We'll talk about it next time, but like it's good. It's better. So if you want to hear us be less angry, tune into the next episode. And with that, thank you for listening. Stay strong, stay true to yourselves, and Troy is a contender for the worst Red Ranger. Maybe not the worst, but damn is he up there. Okay. See you later.